G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son, and we're going to start a playthrough from the Tri-Battles pack of the American Battles of the American Revolution from GMT. I've been looking forward to getting this on to the table, and it arrived in the last week or so. So I'm just going to go through a couple of quick things first with this game, with some of a couple of the counters and rules and so forth like that, and then we'll get into the game. And then something that I haven't done before, which is at the end of it, I'm actually going to give a review of this. I'm not going to worry about unboxings or anything like that, for the simple fact that plenty of people have done that before as well. Additionally, I've had a look on Board Game Geek and YouTube and so forth, and watched Rough Swordsman's playthrough of Eutaw Springs, which was really well done. I enjoyed that. It helped to gel some of the rules and so forth for me, and I really appreciate the effort he put into that, that's for sure. Righto, so I am going to play Eutaw Springs. However, I'm not playing the normal scenario. I'm going to play the historical scenario, and this one will start on game turn 4 and go up to game turn 10. Rather than starting at 7 a.m., we'll start at 10 a.m. and go through from there. So we don't use the foraging party or anything like that in this one, and we basically start with the Americans probing forward against the prepared British line as such. So looking at it, beautiful maps and everything else. I've set it up so far. These are all the forces that are on the map, except for Coffin, who's over there, that you can't really see at the moment too much. And I've just placed a momentum chit up here so I don't forget for the Americans. So looking at this at the start, the game is really driven by morale more than anything else. And we have the army morale track up the top here, and this area up here is where the armies are in high morale, and they'll get a +1 to their initiative roll when we're going for initiative, and no extra modifier for their morale. When we get down into here where they're fatigued, then we lose the die roll modifier for their initiative, but their morale for their army drops by 1 down to a -1. If their morale drops further down to here and they're wavering, then we have a -1 modifier for initiative and a -2 for morale. And if we ever get down to demoralised, then the show's over, the game ends, and that's it. The track itself, nice and easy to read. The turn track, here we're starting with the American, British on the other side, so 10 a.m, turn 4, ready to go. The counters for this are pretty easy. We have a morale value, so we have the unit itself, so here we've got Lee's Legion of Foot. If we're playing the other scenario, then we've got its entry hex and turn number, so 1A. Its morale, so this unit is +1. to its morale. So we take that along with the army morale, put them together, and that gives the morale for the unit. And then the bottom numbers are the strength number, which is 1, and its movement points 4. And this, you can see, is LT for light unit. The American units are broken up into basically light blue units like this, which are Continental Regulars. So you can see New York Brigade here, Lee's Legion of Horse, Lee's Legion of Foot, Lee's Legion of Horse, and so forth. So they're regular full-time units. We have this green unit here, Swamp Fox. The green on the top simply means that he's a partisan. If they have a white top, then they're a militia unit, and this also shows with them in a kneeling position in this game. Leaders, like green, have their little stars on them, and you can see Swamp Fox has got one star here as well. He's a demi-leader, so he doesn't get any bonuses for combat for leadership, but for tactics he does. So with leaders, the first number is again their what they add to combat. Their second number is what they add to morale checks, so for rallying and so forth, and looking at retreating. And the third is their movement value. And green is the leader for the American forces in this battle. I think he's a general of some variety. The other type of units that we have are these ones with dark blue on them, like the Palmetto Horse here. And those units are state troops, and Hampton is their boss. So that's the sort of thing we have. The other type we have is rifle units, and they just have this first fire marker on them. As you can see, he's a militia unit as well, the South Carolina Militia Rifles. And again, they have their own firing sequence, their own phase during play. And they get a bonus the first time they fire. Artillery in this game only fires in defense, never in attack. So again, this is a strength 1 unit, 0 morale, 3 movement points, and a strength 1 unit has a firing range of 3 hexes. A strength 2 unit, like the British one here, has a firing range of 4. The British forces are broken up as well. If they have a big red stripe on them, then they are British regular troops. If they have this yellowy, tanny sort of stripe on them, then they are loyalist troops, so loyalist people. And if they have this brown stripe on them, like the 96th district here, then they're militia. And their militia, as you can see, are at the shoulder rather than kneeling. All the horse in this are treated basically as dragoons, and different leaders can only command certain troops. So any regulars can command everybody. A loyalist officer like Coffin can only command loyalist troops and militia for combat advantage. People like Hampton up the back here can only again do militia and state troops, and Swamp Fox doesn't get anything for combat, just for tactics sort of thing. So that's the way it basically works. So we have the British forces basically prepared to take an American attack. The Americans want to smash the British forces, take this hex here with the big blue cross, and if they can do that, and they've taken enough strength points off the Brits, then they win. These red, so not cross stars, if these red stars here, there's 7 of them, if the Americans can move through 4 of these hexes, then the other than artillery units, then they will pick up, the British will lose 1 army morale point. And that's a once-off sort of thing. This game is also driven by tactics cards, and for a 2-player game, that'd be really, really good. And there's tactics chits you can use rather than the cards if you want. However, I'm going to be using the solitaire tactics tables that I got off BGG, and they came out, I think, in C3I Magazine 22, done by Joel Toppin, and they can be used for one or the other side, but I'm going to use them for both as a fog of war sort of thing. So that's about it. For the first turn, the Americans have the initiative. After that, it's contested initiative the whole way through, and I'm hoping not to screw up too much. And like I said, we'll play the battle through, see what happens, and then I'm going to do a review of the game. So I think I've wasted enough time to start with. I'll call it quits on this one as an intro to this beautiful map, beautiful counters, and what looks to be like a damn fine game. And then we'll come back with the next video starting on the first turn, turn 4. So hang in there. Hopefully I won't bore you to tears, and we can have a little bit of smoke and guts up the centre and see what happens. Take care. Bye for now.